People said he was useless, a burden, a nobody who would never succeed. But they didn't know that the same boy they ignored would one day change his entire destiny. This is the story of Niky, the boy no one loved, but life couldn't break. Niky was born in a small, broken house at the edge of a crowded slum. No father's support, no mother's comfort, no one to say, "I'm proud of you." Every morning, he woke up to noise, but never to hope. At school, teachers ignored him. Classmates laughed at him. "Hey, Niky, do you even have shoes?" they mocked. He smiled, but inside, he was breaking. At home, things were worse. Sometimes, he didn't even eat dinner. But still, he never complained. Because he believed, one day, my life will change. One evening, Niky came home with torn clothes. He had been pushed by boys in the street again. His mother looked at him helplessly, but said nothing. There was no money for treatment, no money for even food. That night, Niky sat outside under a broken streetlight. He whispered to himself, "Why does nobody love me? What is wrong with me?" A tear fell, then another. But in that silence, something changed. Not sadness, but decision. He stood up slowly and said, "If nobody helps me, I will help myself." Next morning, Niky walked through the streets. He saw rich people buying clothes in shops. Then he looked at his empty hands. Suddenly, an idea hit him. What if I sell clothes door to door? He had no shop, no money, no support. But he had courage. He borrowed a small bag, took a few cheap clothes on credit from a small supplier. And that day, Niky started his journey. Niky knocked on the first door. A woman opened it. "What do you want?" I'm selling clothes," Niky said nervously. She looked at him from head to toe and closed the door. Second house, same result. Third house, laughter. Fourth, insult. By evening, nothing was sold. He sat on the roadside, exhausted. People walked past him like he didn't exist. He whispered, "Maybe they were right. Maybe I am nothing." But then he remembered his own words. "If nobody helps me, I will help myself." He stood up again. Next day, Niky changed his approach. He smiled more. He spoke politely. He showed confidence, even when he had none. At one house, an old man opened the door. Niky said, "Sir, I may not be a big seller, but I promise my clothes are honest and affordable." The man paused. Something about Niky felt real. He bought one shirt, just one. But for Niky, it felt like winning the world. Days turned into weeks. Weeks turned into months. Niky walked miles every day. Rain, sun, hunger, tired legs, nothing stopped him. Sometimes he earned nothing. Sometimes just enough to eat. But slowly, people started recognizing him. "The cloth boy is here!" Children smiled at him. Some customers waited for him. He was no longer invisible. He was becoming someone. One day, a shop owner noticed Niky's effort. "You work harder than my employees," he said. He offered Niky a small job. But Niky replied, "I don't want a job. I want to build something of my own." That night, he made a decision. he would open his own small clothing stall. From a boy who had nothing, he was now becoming a businessman. Years later, Niky stood in front of his own shop. No longer poor, no longer ignored. People now came to him. The same world that once rejected him, now
respected him. He looked at a young boy standing outside his shop and smiled because he saw himself in that boy. Life doesn't change when people believe in you. It changes when you believe in yourself. Niky had no love, no support, no money. But he had one thing stronger than all of them: never giving up.